First and 35 podcast. I'm your host, Gus Cousins, who's been dealing with an illness for the last week, so we'll see how this one goes. I'm with my co-host, Ben Jordan, who will hopefully do the majority of the talking, and then the administrator, who we all know and love, Smokey Graham, coming in for baseball at the end.
Our intros seem to be getting more and more depressing.
Oh yeah,
by the week.
if you take week one and match it with now, just how uninterested I am because I know we haven't taken off, and you know what? But I still think it's a possibility, and I think there's a small chance we can get there at some point. But yeah, I'm between me being sick and tired and getting like 5 hours of sleep, and after the last videos getting four views, it's just not a lot of hope now. No, we're just, you know what? We had that good one. We had one with like 60.
I know.
I guess even a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So, I mean, we'll get a couple good ones here and there. But anyways, yeah, so I'm feeling like crap, but we'll get through this one. Not a whole lot to talk about outside of the MLB, thank God, so I can waste my voice on that one. But I would like to start this week on a new league that just started that we have not talked about a whole lot because it just started, which is the XFL, everyone's favorite XFL. You either love it or you really don't care and want it to die.
Or have no idea what's going on.
Those guys usually fit into the we just want it to die league. However, unlike the AAF and unlike the old XFL, I'm here to say I think it's here to stay. I think it's great. I watched a couple games last week, and I thought it was great football for the 2 games I watched. And then I saw there were a couple blowouts, and then it just became a bit of a joke. But the social media, the PR guys for the XFL, I don't know if you've seen this on Twitter.
I have not.
They're so good. They're so funny. It's such a good way to start the league. I love it so much. I don't know anybody who's playing. I really don't. Apparently, they're a bunch of mostly practice squad guys who just found a job. And then there's like a couple notable guys like Cardale Jones, who was the quarterback prospect for the Chargers for a little bit, and Landry Jones, who's actually getting his first start today, apparently, although I could not tell you on what team. But the reason I wanted to start here was that so week 1 is come and gone. Week 2 is starting today. So we're only 1 week in, 1 game in. There's, 4 teams that have 1 win and 4 teams that don't, obviously. However, the LA Wildcats, who lost 37-17 to the Houston Roughnecks last week. I don't know who's the favorite in this. I don't know if you can even pick favorites because the league just started. But so they got smoked. They lost by 20. Right after the game, a couple days later, so I think within the next 48 hours, the LA Wildcats announced they were firing their defensive coordinator, Pepper Johnson, who is a longtime NFL guy. He was with the Bills. He was with the Jets for a little bit. He bounced around. He's a well-known, well-liked guy. And 1 game in, 37 was too much, and they gave him the axe. I cannot think of one other person in the history of pro sports that has been axed after 1 game.
1 game.
You don't even give him a bounce-back game?
Even in a league that's like, I mean, obviously it's important and it's televised, but it's like, this is, like, it would have been different, I guess, if someone comes into the NFL defensive coordinator, they're looking for a playoff spot, it's halfway through the year, you get smoked, you kick them, but XFL?
1 game into
First game
a
of the
new
season.
league.
Yeah.
It wasn't even, I don't even think it was their home opener. Because it was played in Houston. I noticed that it was played at Globe Life Park, the Rangers.
Oh yeah, the
park.
Rangers place.
So he didn't even make it to his one home game. They canned him right away, and I think that was hilarious. And then following that up, they traded their defensive captain to DC for just another player named Bradley Silv, who I have no idea who that is. Anthony Johnson is his name. So in a span of like 48 hours, they canned their defensive coordinator, they canned their defensive captain, linebacker Anthony Johnson, and then traded him to DC. So right off the top, I don't think if you're a quote-unquote LA Wildcats fan, which I don't know if you can actually call yourself that at this point, that's not looking too good.
Yeah.
I would say. Now, that being said, it is just 1 game in, and you can turn it around, and for all I know, LA is going to go win the championship, or whatever they call it. I don't even know do they win a cup? Do they win
I have no idea.
flag? I don't know what's going on. But I thought that was just hilarious because I could not think of one other
instance where it happens
of that actually occurring. Like, there must be more to the story. Like, Pepper Johnson must have showed up like the day after, just like hungover out of his mind, or he must have swore it, like, the GM, the manager. I don't know. I don't even know the positions because it's different. But I thought that was hilarious. I thought the games were good. I love the kickoff rule. I love the fact that the refs have to explain. You can listen to the whole explanation go down. I also thought it was hilarious that when they had a camera shot of, the ref up top, watching the replays and talking, that he was using an Xbox controller to go through and see the little things.
Oh.
So apparently it's plugged into an Xbox somewhere. The whole league is great. I mean, I'm tempted to say I'm a DC Defenders fan, but that's almost filled with shame because I've only seen one game. But the turnouts were good too. I don't know if you saw. They had a pretty good. All games were pretty good turnouts. Like, guys showing up. DC, it was mostly just Washington Redskins fans who were just sad.
Looking for a chance to watch a winning game.
Yeah, and they did. So I don't know how many games the Redskins won last year, but DC is probably
more than
on them.
3 or 4 probably.
Yeah, well, DC's certainly getting there after 1 week with a 1-0 start. But I just thought that was hilarious, and it was great. The NFL was done, as we mentioned last week. The XFL Week 2 starts today. I would give you a rundown, but I just really don't know what's going on. But hopefully there are a couple more good games.
Couple more firings.
Couple more firings. Couple more trades. Actually, the only notable thing I have written down here is that the Argos had a really good wide receiver named SJ Green, who recently requested release from the Toronto Argos, to go find a job in the XFL. So he signed with the Seattle Sea Dragons. So, hey, I mean, if they're even stealing players from the CFL, I guess it can only go up, right? Like, it's not closing anytime soon, I don't think. Everybody's like, oh, it might just fold in 3 months or whatever. It's like, I don't think so. They poured the jerseys, look great,
and all that stuff.
The attendance is good. They get in social media present. Like, the whole thing's just looks pretty good. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. The Chargers will not have to wait and see on Phillip Rivers. That was a great transition, if I may say, into the NFL. They agreed to part ways with the longtime quarterback Phillip Rivers. He was their starting quarterback for 14 straight seasons. He's a legend. He's a Chargers legend, pretty much.
Hall of Fame, probably.
Hall of Fame too. Never won anything, which is probably one of the most unfair situations in sports. He's just was so good for so long, and they just never got it together. He's 38 now. He'll find another job. I have a feeling he'll want to keep playing. He'll get another job easily. He started every game from 06 to 19 with the team, and he had pretty good stats. Everyone loved him. He had a rough couple last seasons there because, the interceptions, and then they had such high praise for him and the team, and nothing could come together, and the team just kind of went, off the map, and obviously well out of the playoff picture the last couple of years. But he'll have a job if he wants it. I didn't know this about him. Apparently he has 9 kids, which equals, I did the math on this, every 44 touchdowns he gets, he has a kid. The math checks out on that one. So somebody's getting a little excited after, 44 touchdowns, right? Like, you have a really good, 3 quarters of a season, and you're just like, yeah, I'm feeling excited about myself now. And
I have millions to spend. Let's have another kid.
Still, that probably makes up about 1/3. His 9 kids probably make up about 1/3 of, like, the attendance for most Chargers games at this point. But, God, it's like the, excuse me. It's like the Tampa Bay Rays of national football. It's just brutal. Yeah. But, yes, they agreed to part ways. Washington releases Josh Dorman, who, to be quite honest, sucked his entire career and had one good season, then got a whole lot of money for it, and he didn't deserve it. He's gone. The Ravens released Tony Jefferson. It's just an unfortunate scene because he tore his ACL in 2019, was limited in games. And they had Chuck Clark coming up, who looked pretty good, and he'll fill that spot. So he'll get picked up in free agency for sure, but the Ravens don't need him anymore. He also had a $12 million price tag. I know the NFL is ridiculous in terms of money, but for some guy I've never heard of to just be making $12 million a year, it seems a little excessive. But whatever. And then Myles Garrett's officially back in the NFL. Whether you like him, whether you don't, I mean, I don't really know. He only missed, 5 games or 6 games?
For attempted murder.
For attempted murder with a helmet, yeah. So that's, I mean, I don't know what the whole plan is there. I don't know if they're going to I guess they'll let him play, but 5 or 6 games, however many it was, seems way too short in my humble opinion. But he'll be back. It'll be fun to watch the Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers play next season. I don't know if they. I assume they do. I don't know when they do. But that.
Well,
would be a
they're in
great
the
game.
same division, aren't they? So
I
they'll
have
play
no clue.
twice
No
or
idea.
whatever. I'm pretty sure they are.
Well, hopefully they do. I'd love to see a Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Oh yeah.
Mason Rudolph, and him just going at it. Rudolph might not even be playing though.
Wasn't the last time they played in Pittsburgh someone got like shot before the game or
something?
something?
Oh yeah, it was some wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
Some ex-Browns. That way back back when our podcast still hadn't taken off. Oh wait, but yeah. So hopefully nobody gets stabbed or shot or whatever this time. That's it for football. I really do recommend the XFL though. I'm hopping on that bandwagon 100%. I think it's gonna be so good. And those jerseys, the helmets too, are so ridiculously nice. But I'm getting off on a tangent here.
Well, speaking of stabs in the back, I think the Penguins just took one in giving up Jason Zucker for the Wild. I just screwed that whole thing up.
It was a good attempt. An attempt was made.
I just screwed the
We'll get through. It's not like anyone's listening anyways.
Yeah, well.
Moving on, Jason
Zucker to Pittsburgh Penguins for Alex Galchenyuk, Kalen Addison, and a 2020 first-round pick. Jason Zucker is 28 years old, and he has 14 goals, 15 assists for 29 points in 45 games this year. His salary cap is $5.5 million over the next 3 years.
I think the Penguins just got absolutely toasted in that deal.
Yep.
I think the Wild. I mean, Galchenyuk's Galchenyuk, and he's like not really good. But Kalen Addison was like a second rounder, right, or a first rounder.
He was a second rounder and quarterbacked Canada's power play in the World Juniors.
Yeah,
and looked good doing it.
And a 2020 first rounder too. So
yeah.
I think the Wild just came out on top by far there.
I mean it's probably not going to be a super high first rounder. The Penguins are having a really good year, but it's still a first rounder.
It's a first round pick.
Yeah,
right?
so now that they might, I don't know if they've traded a first round pick, but they might have two. I haven't exactly looked into that.
The Wild are going to be good down the road.
Yeah,
I wasn't a fan of that. I don't even like either team, but I'm just thinking, Pittsburgh, what the hell are you doing? Like you just gave up so much for Jason Zucker, and I mean I get Zucker's good.
He scored 2 goals yesterday.
Yeah,
in his first game.
But
so hey,
what
I mean if they win a cup, I guess it's worth it, right?
It's worth it. Yeah, if they actually do succeed, then it'll be worth it. But
I also don't know if Zucker's good enough that you can say, oh, the Penguins won a Stanley Cup. It's because of Zucker.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't go that far. He's a nice guy, but nice pickup. But I don't think he's.
No, it's a good addition, just not for maybe that much.
Yeah.
In other NHL news, the Oilers re-signed Darnell Nurse to a 2-year, $11.2 million deal.
Ridiculous overpayment. I think you can get defensemen like that for much cheaper, but I guess they like him. I mean, he eats a lot of minutes, and he's having a decent year.
Well, he's like their only top 4 defenseman. Everyone else is just sort of filling in with.
Yeah, but I mean, still, just because you have one guy that you really like, you can't dish out like $5.5 million annually for him.
Especially when you're paying tons of money to McDavid.
And Draisaitl and those guys, Neil and Lucic, right? And
they're still paying Lucic. Yeah. The Leafs signed Pierre Engvall to a 2-year, $2.5 million deal. I think that's a really good deal.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was
really good penalty killer. Not so many points yet this year. He has 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points in 35 games, but he's looked better. Like by watching Leafs games, he's looked better than his point totals. The Oilers re-signed Joakim Nygard to a 1-year, $850,000 deal, just above a league minimum for just above a league average player.
I like his name though. He sounds like some, like one of Thor's buddies. Nygard, Joakim Nygard.
Nygard. The Bruins re-signed Jeremy Lauzon to a 2-year, $1.7 million deal. He has 1 goal and 0 assists in 7 games. He has 13.
And he just beat the shit out of someone in the minors, I think. He did. He was in.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that actually.
He recently, he did a really bad hit on someone. I forget who it was. And leave it up to the Bruins to pay a guy millions of dollars after.
He does a
for
bad sure.
Hit like that. I'm obviously it's just coincidental. I'm just joking, but it's it looks that way.
Yeah, Marchand pokes a guy in the nuts. Here's $5 million.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of any Boston anything.
About time the Sabres waived defenseman Zach Bogosian. He's 29. He's making $5 million. He wanted out and he was playing like shit. So
well, he was also injured for quite a while.
yeah,
I think.
but in his
you want a team who is he a right-handed defenseman? I think he is.
So yeah,
Toronto should take.
Toronto doesn't have the money to pay a defenseman of that caliber $5.1
Yeah,
million.
figure it out. Somebody should take a flyer on him. Somebody will, I guess.
Like Winnipeg or something. I don't know. Send him back to Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, yeah. Was he used to play in Winnipeg?
Yeah, he was part of that whole
yeah.
Evander Kane trade back in the
right.
Back in the day. The Oilers' Zach Kassian got suspended 7 games for kicking Eric Chernak in the chest.
That's such a stupid move, dude. It's so bad.
Yeah, like what are you thinking? You're on the ground. You're like, oh, I'm wearing a sharp metal boot. Let me kick somebody.
You're wearing a knife on your foot.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, it didn't, or not everyone, but certain people are like, oh, well, it didn't hurt Eric Chernak. Buddy, you just because you tried to stab a guy and it didn't hurt him, didn't mean you didn't try to stab him.
Exactly.
You get, he should have got more, I think. I'm a Zach Kassian fan, and I think he should have got
well,
more.
it's just a stupid play. It's so pointless.
Yeah.
The Jets signed Paul Maurice to a contract extension.
Love it. Love that guy.
Yeah, Paul Maurice is a good coach.
He's my favorite coach in the league, probably.
Yeah, he's a good coach.
Such a fun. You listen to his interviews. He's so entertaining. He's such a genuine guy.
Yeah, if he's pissed, he'll swear at you.
Yeah, like it's him. He's now I guess above Tortorella in my books. I love both of them. But Paul Maurice is a great coach.
Yeah. Bruce Boudreau, another coach, got fired by the Wild.
Brucey Boudreau got the shit can.
Yep.
Yeah,
they named their assistant coach Dean Evison as their interim head coach as they look for another guy, I'd presume. Boudreau had a decent stint in Minnesota. I think they made the playoffs a few times.
Yeah, they did. And he'll get hired next season for sure.
Yeah. And they're only 3 points out right now.
Yep.
So we'll see what can happen.
I mean, I don't think they'll make it just because
I don't either,
well, the whole league is so good, but like it's
especially the Central's very tight.
Yeah, the Central is so ridiculously tight.
I think the Blackhawks are last in the Central right now, and even they're still not out of it.
Yeah, it's everyone's closing on each other. It's because who was it? The Blues just started losing a bunch of games.
Yeah,
I think it was the Blues. Like it was the Blues, the Avalanche, the Stars are the top 3, and any one of them could finish in first. Any one of them could finish anywhere in the top 3. Like it's ridiculous how tight it is. Yeah, so Brucey's gone. I mean, he'll get hired. The amount of good coaches out there, like Brucey Boudreau, Gerard Gallant. Gallant's out there still. Mike Babcock's gonna get signed somewhere next season or somewhere in his life.
And success-wise, he's been by the numbers, by the record over his career, he's been a good coach.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone should pick him up, but somebody will. I just know that's 3. I'm sure I'm forgetting someone else.
And there's the Calgary guy.
Well, yeah, but I think
that's a little
different, I would say. I mean, is it that different from Mike Babcock? They're both outed. They're both. I wouldn't sign either.
Both abuse. Just physical versus.
Yeah.
Like anything. I don't even.
There's another coach who I can't remember Peter Laviolette. That's who it is.
Oh yeah, in Nashville.
Yeah, he doesn't have a job either. I guarantee you, like 2 or 3 of those guys will have jobs next year.
At least, if not all.
One of them will be going to Seattle, right? When they get an expansion team.
Oh yeah, no, that's not next year. It's 2 years, I think.
It's 2 years, I think. Yeah, but like if Seattle managed to lock up like Gerard Gallant, like I think that'd be great.
Well, that's like what Vegas did, right?
Yeah, Gerard Gallant's just the king of expansion teams. You okay over there, buddy?
Have the sneezes.
Oh, yes.
Have the sneezes. John Marino of the Penguins going to miss 3 to 6 weeks to repair a facial bone fracture.
The injury bug just ripping through the NHL.
Yeah, so many guys getting hurt.
Big name guys. Marino is I view him as a bigger name guy just because he is having such a good season. Yeah. But Marino's gone. McDavid's out. Seth Jones is out. Atkinson is out. Kadri's out. Shea Weber's out. The Leafs' own Andreas Janssen, we saw him get injured. He's out for 8 weeks minimum.
8 weeks.
Alexander Radulov is out. Like, all these guys are out, and it's just...
And then the whole Jay Bomeister thing.
The whole Jay Bomeister thing, which we'll get to in a second. But the actual injuries, it's like you play too many games in too short a period of time. I'm all for it. I love more hockey. It's fun to watch. I'm sure it's fun for them to play. But 82 games is too much in a season. Too many back-to-backs, too many 3 and 4 nights.
And they come out of the All-Star break, and they think, oh, we have an All-Star break, take some time off. Next thing you know, All-Star break's done. They're back. They're revving from like 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Coming out of the All-Star break, going 100%, and then guys are getting hurt.
Yes, it's ridiculous. They got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of these guys, like just running through here, there's like McDavid's 2 to 3 weeks. Atkinson is 2 to 3 weeks.
Seth Jones is like 10 weeks, I think I saw.
Jones is 10 weeks. Marino's 3 to 6. So there's like 3 shorter ones.
And Weber's 4 to 6. They said Weber could be out for the year.
Yep. Kadri's out indefinitely.
Like, what a blow for Montreal. Like, Montreal's already screwed.
Yep. Johnson's out 8. Like, there's a bunch of long ones, and these are not no-name players.
Yeah.
These are big
And for
guys.
a lot of teams, it's adding. Like, in the Leafs case, Morgan Riley already out. The Avalanche have dealt with injuries all year. Ranton was out for a while. Landeskog was out for a while. Like, it's just... Makar was out for a while. And for Edmonton's case,
you
they
lose
need
the best player in the
McDavid.
league. Well, you lose your 2 best players. Well, your first and third best players, because Cassian and David. So you have Draisaitl.
And Neal's out right now, too.
And James Neal's out. So
they're running with Draisaitl and Nugent Hopkins in their top 6.
You gotta throw Draisaitl 40 minutes a game. Just shove him out there and be like, we're just
and
riding
then the problem with that is, what if he gets hurt?
Yeah, well then you just call it quits, right? You just forfeit
done.
every game.
Then
send
you go
everyone
for
home.
the pick.
Yes. You just
if they even have it.
Yes. Start calling up Brandon Manning and have him play first line center.
Have Brendan Manning and Matt Benning on the first line.
Yeah, it'll be so great to watch. But it's just the injury
with
bug
Jujar
Kyra apart. Yeah, he'll be on the wing. And then, as you mentioned, the Jay Bouwmeester thing, which I mean, I'm glad he's doing well. It was just unfortunate scene.
Yeah.
For those who
you
haven't
hate to
seen
see
it
for anyone.
Yeah, just passing out on the bench, going to a cardiac arrest, and then being taken to the hospital and getting through it. And he's all good. Well, I wouldn't say he's all good, but he's went through surgery. They implanted a little cardiac device in him, so it'll help for next time. But yeah, everyone likes him. He seems like a really good guy.
Yeah.
And he's doing much better now. I don't know when they're going to reschedule that Blues game, but I mean, I guess it's just you had to cancel it, right? Because everyone was. Well, you didn't have to, but you did. That was the other thing. I'm just not saying you shouldn't. I'm fully on board with you should have, and
I'm fully on board with either way, I think. I mean, like...
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thought is if it was as serious, and not saying it wasn't serious, but if it was even more serious and Bouwmeester, let's say, God forbid, he passed away or something, right? Then you just feel shitty about the whole thing because all these guys are at the rink playing a game and he's at the hospital. Yeah, so I see why they did it. I agree with why they did it. I'm just saying it could have gone either way.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's, I mean, it was like the Texas Stars Marlies game, right? The assistant coach had a thing going on, and they just. They stopped the game. They didn't even start that game. But this one, they played a period.
Yeah, this happened like with 4 minutes left in the first or something.
Yeah, like it was nuts. So, I mean, we wish him all the best. He, as I keep saying, seems like one of the better guys in the league. Hopefully he'll get better soon. I don't know what his timetable would be to return to the ice. I don't know I don't know what you can base it off. I don't know what you can either. I mean, we're not doctors. We don't claim to be doctors. I don't want to be a doctor, but it's... Yeah. I don't know what you can even say to that. Like, I
mean, and he's like an older guy too, right?
Yeah, well, older in terms of sports. Very young in general.
Yes. But
yeah, it should be.
I don't even know if I'd risk it.
I don't know what you do. I mean, thank God it's not our job, right? But so the injury bug was ripping through. We went to a Dallas. Well, we went to a Dallas game. I'm calling it a Dallas game. What was that? 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
At the Scotiabank, whatever they're calling it, Scotiabank Arena.
Yeah.
Big whoop. And Dallas won 3-2. I thought it was a great game. I thought that was a wonderful game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously not the result I wanted.
But clearly.
Entertaining.
It was
nonetheless. 3-1. Leafs pulled their goalie. They scored with like a minute
Hyman
left.
bashed it in there at the end past Bishop. Matthews looked good. Everyone else, I think, didn't look very good.
Muzzin was shit.
Muzzin was bad. They really gotta.
I don't know if you heard the video. I don't know if you watched any of like the replay of goals, but after Guryanov's goal, you can just hear Muzzin going back to the bench, and he's just yelling so many swear words and bashing his stick, and it's just he's so bad.
Now I would say, I don't want to run down the whole game here because who really cares? But there were a couple of those were like Guryanov's. That was. You can blame was it Muzzin who gave it away?
Yeah, but that's a stoppable.
It's a stoppable puck, but it's also Guryanov because he's very goddamn good who can just see that, intercept it, and go right in. And I mean, the Faxa one, that was a breakaway, right? Mostly breakaway. Again,
And then
Anderson 5-hole, right?
Yeah.
Guyana 5-hole. Anderson or Faxa 5-hole.
And then
Sagan,
the other one, no one's
Sagan.
stopping that.
No one's stopping.
It's going across the crease. Sagan's wide open, and he has a wide open net.
Yeah, it could go.
Not even Matt Benning misses that.
Yeah, nobody
exactly.
misses that. But Matthews had a great goal, another snipe, and then Hyman just bashed away at it to shove it in there. But yeah, no one.
I don't know. As much as it was sort of like a low-profile game, that could have been like a 6-5 Dallas game. There were posts, there were close calls, there was
there were
a lot of stuff.
Well, there were like 3 breakaways, and Faxa scored
Bishop
one of them.
made some great saves.
Bishop made some outstanding
diving
saves.
across the crease.
But I can't even say Anderson did because Dallas just did not get many shots. They ended the game with 17 shots. Like it was aside from the first 90 seconds of each period. And then I guess maybe a little bit longer in the first after that. They just didn't. They just turned on and played like a keep it in your own end kind of game.
They blocked an insane amount of shots.
Yeah, it's
like if you look at like possession wise, like you could say the Leafs dominated Dallas, but all the zone time turned into block shots and odd man rushes the other way. So whatever.
You can say you had the puck there, but if you don't do anything with it, who really cares? But yeah, that was a great game. Unfortunately, they don't play again. So one win in Dallas for the Leafs, 1 win in Toronto for
same
Stars.
as last year.
Same as
this year.
Unfortunate. Next year. We'll have to go to another one, get tickets somehow, and just hope that either it's a 2-0 Leafs or 2-0 Stars. Because I'm sick of this
settle something.
1-1. Yeah, this is a joke. A 1-1.
Anyway, not much else going on in the NHL. Not much going on in the NBA at all. We will run through a few notes.
Very nice. Very
nice.
Oh
my god. The Raptors had a 15-game win streak. It got snapped. They lost to the Nets.
It was. I figured it was coming.
It's bound to happen. Like you can't do the Lakers of the 70s and rattle off 33 straight. That's unheard of nowadays.
It was a dumb way to go, but I didn't watch 1 second of it, so I don't feel bad. I turned it on or I checked my phone and I'm like, oh, they're losing by 11 in the fourth with 4 minutes left. This is where it ends. They can get shots. Kyle Lowry didn't look very good. Nobody could hit shots. It was just one of those games.
Which you can't even complain about after they rattle off 15 straight wins.
You can't.
And a bunch of them were comeback wins and a lot of
good
things.
Too.
Yeah. Anyway, the Hornets bought out Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He's the former number 2 overall pick. He's played 26 games this year. A few teams have interest. He's played 12 games this year.
Hey, you like that eyebrow raise? That's what caught your attention with the 26.
He's 26 years old.
He's 26 years old.
He's played 12 games.
Yes, very good.
Dallas is interested in him. I'm sure a lot of other teams are who are just like, why not? He was the number 2 overall pick. Give him a chance. They named some Hall of Fame finalists. Kobe Bryant, obviously. Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Rudy Tomjanovich, Tamika Catchings, Kim Mulkey, Barbara Stevens, and Eddie Sutton.
I've heard of like 3 of those guys in my life before.
They probably all won't get in, whatever, but
I don't know. Again, I don't even know what it's for, how it works.
The NBA's on All-Star break right now. The Futures game was yesterday.
Yippee.
The Celebrity game was yesterday. Nobody really cares about the Celebrity game.
Wow, Stephen A. Smith got a technical. That's hilarious. Can you see how much fun I'm having? I was bawling my eyes out laughing. I want that guy to go to hell. Send him to Christmas Island in Australia. Make him suffer. He's the worst. One of the worst. I don't even know what's his job. ESPN like influence. I don't know. Analyst? Can you call him an analyst? He doesn't analyze shit.
He complains.
He complains about everything and everyone. And then he's not funny. I just hate the guy with a passion because he's such a loser.
The Futures game was also yesterday. Team USA beat Team World 151-131 as expected. The US team was stacked. Miles Bridges got MVP of the game. He scored 20 points. He had some nice dunks. I guess that's what gave him the cherry or whatever.
Is the dunk contest tonight?
I think it is. Yeah.
Have you heard this Pat Connaughton?
Yeah, with Yelich.
Yelich thing. So Yelich is gonna be there, obviously.
We'll see what he does.
Yeah, I don't know what he could possibly. I
mean, lots of guys get assists in like the dunk contest or whatever.
For sure. Where is it being held? Where is it? Is it Chicago?
Chicago.
Right. So it'd be better if it was in Milwaukee, I guess, for Yelich. But yeah, I think that'll be hilarious to watch. It's great to see these guys mingling. Like I
Yeah,
just went.
and Pat Connaughton used to play baseball. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't.
He was drafted by the Orioles.
Oh.
And he played.
He made a wise decision.
He played half a season in like short season single A.
Oh. He made the right choice.
He had a 2.45 ERA. So
yeah, but he still made the right choice.
Yeah, he probably did. But either way, just thought that was
getting drafted
cool.
by the Orioles is a loaded draft pick because they're so bad.
Well,
and they're not even
bad
close.
Right now.
I know, but you look at their farm system and it's not even. You can't. There's Adley Rushman. We're getting off topic on baseball, but it's just ridiculous. I cannot honestly see them like even 6 years down the road and be like, oh, they could be decent. No, I don't think so.
Maybe if they had Pat Connaughton, it'd be a wild card team.
Yeah. See, it's making me sick just talking about them. Like it's just brutal. They're so ridiculously bad in every aspect.
They could have Pat Connaughton and Asher Wojciechowski at the top of their rotation.
There's your 1-2, followed closely by Tommy Malone and Wade LeBlanc and whoever the hell else, Sean Armstrong. But anyways, yeah,
John Means.
Oh yes, the Rookie of the Year candidate, John Means, who I have to go home and immediately add to my fantasy list now because I completely forgot about him.
Johnny.
Anyways. Moving on. No transition once again, because I'm not creative enough to think of one. That's
also
about
not being
it.
Paid to do one.
Yeah, I don't get paid enough for this garbage. None of us do. But anyways, we need to get like a sponsor or something. Like get like something stupid. We like Panago Pizza to sponsor us.
Or 2 for 1.
Or 2. Oh, there he's talking. Yeah, or 2
for
1. Yes. Well, as you probably know by now, except you don't listen, when Tomoki talks, when the administrator is back on, that means we're back to baseball.
Time.
It's baseball time. And at this point last weekend, I thought, these Betts trades are getting done. These Twins trades are getting finalized. And Jock Peterson's going to be an angel. And then, like, within the next 24 hours after that, the whole thing just went to hell. And
Minnesota blew it up.
So we already talked about, Betts and Verdugo and Price, so we won't get too far into that. But the other guys we haven't mentioned at all. So just to run through the revamped and officially finalized trade. The Red Sox got Alex Verdugo, Jeter Downs, a minor league shortstop, and Connor Wong, a minor league catcher, in exchange for Mookie Betts, David Price, and a bunch of cash. So this is now trade number 1 that's finalized. The Dodgers finally get Betts and Price. Verdugo goes to the Red Sox, who, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, might miss the beginning of the season because of back issues.
Yeah.
So Boston...
Did he pass a physical there?
I don't know. That's a good question. You'd think Boston would, maybe double check, get an MRI here or there.
Medical records aren't checking out.
Yeah. But Jeter Downs also goes... He'll start the season in the minors along with Connor Wong, but they're both better prospects. Yeah. Jeter Downs is just going to be weird because, his name is Jeter and he's in Boston.
Jeter's a Red Sox, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll have to cheer for him eventually. But, so that's the trade. Now, your thoughts.
I
think the Red Sox still took a shit.
Well, yeah, it's a stupid it's a money move. It's just opening up money so that the owners are happy. It's not good for baseball. I'll say that much.
Not good for Red Sox fans either.
Oh yeah, well no one on the Red Sox liked it. People who just drop
money on season tickets. Oh, we're gonna watch Betts. You could argue second best player in the league. Done.
Because when it comes right down to it, it's really instead of Brusdar Gratterall, you're getting Wong and Downs. Like that's all the differences. Really.
Yeah, and I thought it was bad last week, and I still think it's bad.
Do those guys have any major league? Experience?
No.
Okay.
Downs was drafted, I want to say 2 years ago, and I think Wong was right around there too. So neither of them have been. I don't think they've even made it to AAA. I think Downs might be in AA, and I think Wong's probably in AA too. But I don't actually know that.
They better be worth it.
Yeah, I hope so. Downs is actually a nice piece. I like him as a shortstop.
Verdugo now has to live up to being the Betts trade, and now he has to perform. Really, really well. Otherwise, Red Sox fans will be more pissed than they already are.
Yeah.
There's no way that they couldn't get more for Betts than that.
You'd think so. You really would. Really would.
Yeah, I imagine the Dodgers knew what they were trying to do, the Red Sox, and they don't really care much about their return more than they're
Dodgers,
dropping
I'm thrilled.
Money. Yeah.
Oh, if I'm LA, I'm just excited as hell.
Like
It's
their
another trade
lineup is insane.
Yeah.
They're projected for like 108 wins this year, I think.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how good they are.
Yeah.
Or how good they're gonna look. Add David Price into the rotation.
And David Price
too.
is still above average.
Yeah. He's better than Ross Stripling. So I mean, you got so much of everything, so much depth there, so
many bullpen arms, so many starters, and then their lineup's insane. Like, I think Will Smith is like an above, like a really good catcher.
I think he's a top 10 catcher in the major leagues.
And he could be hitting ninth.
Yeah, he could be.
It's stupid. They have Betts, Bellinger, Turner, Muncy.
It's almost too bad
Lux,
they don't have a DH, right? Because they
Corey
have so many
Seager.
good hitters.
If Corey Seager comes back this year and he's good, he's gonna be hitting like 6th, 7th.
Yeah. It'd be better if they had a DH, right? Because then you could throw in another good hitter. But because you don't, you have 8 great hitters and then a great bench.
I said you'd be hitting 9th. You'd be hitting 8th.
Yeah. Well, or 9th because that's one of the teams that does do the flip flop. But that was the first trade.
Yep.
Then the Dodgers made another one. The Dodgers got Brusdar Graterol, Luke Raleigh, and the 67th overall pick in this upcoming draft in exchange for Kenta Maeda, Jair Camargo, $10 million going to the Twins. So the Twins finally move Graterol officially, and they get Maeda, who they wanted, and $10 million. And Camargo's just a lower end guy. But I thought that was another good deal for both sides. I mean, the Dodgers now get Graterol, who I would assume immediately goes into their bullpen. They have a long line of young pitchers. Bring them to the majors before they flame out. They did that with Pedro Baez. They did it with Jansen. They did it with a couple. The list goes on, and Graterol is just gonna go to that list. I wouldn't be surprised if he was their setup guy. One of their setup guys between him and Trinan. Jansen going to the ninth.
Trinan, I forgot.
So
my
Trinan,
God.
who throws hard too, right? So they have a good bullpen.
They have good everything.
Good everything. Yeah, you can't even. I mean, the Twins. You can't even say they got flossed out of Graterol, right? Because Maeda is good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they did either. I mean, they need immediate help.
Yep.
The Dodgers already have immediate help. Giving up Maeda is not like, oh my God, the Dodgers are not division winners anymore.
Is Maeda better than David Price? Not by much.
Well, in the playoffs, yes.
Yeah, but that much better?
Well, I don't know. Even Price's last playoff stint was.
Well, I just mean overall, right? Because
good.
you're using Price for the whole season.
They're close.
So. Yeah, they're close. You don't lose anything, really. And then the minor ones, Jair Camargo going to the Twins, who's just a minor league infielder, I believe, and Luke Raleigh, who's a minor league outfielder, going to the Dodgers. Neither will be players, really. In the nicest way possible. They won't be making a team, is what I mean. And then the 67th overall pick, nobody really knows, and everyone loves $10 million.
The Dodgers win that one.
Yeah, I think
Red Sox lose that one. Angels lose for being impatient.
Yeah, well, that was the other thing I was going to get to. The Angels didn't like waiting for the Peterson deal, so Artie Moreno
just said
we're not doing it, which I don't actually think is the worst thing in the world. I don't. I think
but they need pitching depth.
You need
and they just lost their opportunity to get it.
You didn't really need Peterson. You would get Stripling, which is what I think really the goal was.
Yeah, they needed,
But is Stripling going to make or break your playoff chances? It would help. But I have a feeling, I can just imagine being in that spot, being irritated about waiting too, right? Like you just call up the guy and say, do it now or don't do it. I have other things to do. Click. And then spring training starts. So I don't actually think it was that bad.
I don't disagree with what he was doing, but at the same time, the Angels do need pitchers.
Yeah. The Angels, yes, they do need pitchers.
And getting a guy like Ross Stripling would help a significant amount, I think.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, hey, they
getting
might still
anybody
go do
would
something,
help,
right?
Yeah, they have no one.
Yeah, but I mean, they have young guys who can come in. I mean, they seem to.
I think Griffin Canning will
be good. A couple of I'm forgetting their names, but South American guys coming up from the minors last year, they'll be good too. The other trade that happened was the Padres raised one. The Padres got Emilio Pagan from the Tampa Bay Rays in exchange for outfielder Manuel Margot and minor league catcher / infielder Logan Driscoll.
Padres win that.
Yeah,
I think their bullpen's
they're
juice.
So good. So good. I love every part of it. There's not one guy in that bullpen that I don't like.
And I like their rotation, too.
Yeah,
I like
good.
Paddock. I like Lamet. I think this is going to sound crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised if Garrett Richards comes back and has a decent year.
Yeah, I don't think that'd be out of the realm of possibility. And then just running through quickly their bullpen. They got guys like, obviously, Kirby Yates.
Yeah.
I believe Craig Stammen re-signed there. They now have Emilio Pagan, who closed games for Tampa. They have David Bednar, who I really like. They have Baez, the kid who's just chucking gas. They have the guy they signed out of Japan, who I liked, Pierce Johnson, I believe, to like a 2-year, $4 million deal.
Their bullpen's
Their
gross.
bullpen, that's 6 right there. That's 6. You add Trey Whittinger, there's 7.
Say like you usually get like one guy who's like a nice surprise, right?
Yeah, you
So
have guys
add
that can
that
bounce
and
back
it's
and
just-
forth, right? Johnson can go into the rotation. Whittinger can go into the rotation. Guys in the rotation, whoever's left.
Yeah, well,
outside
I
of
think they have
Lamet
like
and
4
those guys.
spots, you know, like taken up like Paddock, Lucchese,
Yeah, Paddock, Lucchese,
Lamet.
Richards. If he comes back,
Richards.
there's 4. I'm forgetting guys. They're gonna want to bring Mackenzie Gore up pretty soon. They're gonna want to bring
Mackenzie
these guys
Gore looks
up.
really good.
It's just again, I love their team.
Good
I love it.
situation.
And then the Rays get Margot. He'll be a utility outfielder for them. And Driscoll, I think, is who they really wanted, because they've had some catching struggle. They do a really great job developing players, but catching has not been great
Their
for
strong
them.
suit, yeah.
Yeah. So, but Driscoll looks good. Played well in the minors for San Diego. And again, Margot will just be there. So I never want to distrust the Rays because they always seem to pull
Exactly,
something,
yeah.
right? So
They're gonna probably pull together this new outfield, and they're all gonna get like 30 homers. Margot, Renfroe, and Jose Martinez.
they'll turn Margot into like a 2-way player, and he'll pitch to like a 2 ERA or something.
Who's the slapdick prospect they got? Xavier something, rather?
Oh, Xavier Edwards, who was
Xavier Edwards.
very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good prospect. Like wonderfully rated in every aspect. But so that'll be fun.
I don't know. Always trust the Rays,
Always trust
and they
the
still
Rays.
have Morton, Glass, now Snell.
Oh yeah,
So-
it's ridiculous. Like both teams will just be great. The Diamondbacks signed Nick Ahmed to a 4-year, $32.5 million deal. Everyone's saying this is an overpayment. I really don't think so. If you average it out, that's just over $8 million a year, right? So it's. I mean, I know it's Nick Ahmed. It's not a flashy name. He's really good defensive
good, yeah.
stats. Hits for average, a little bit of power. Doesn't miss games. Hasn't been injured much, as far as I know. He's a prospect for them. He's been there a while. I mean, you have money to spend, right? Like, there are times when you can overpay for a reason.
I mean,
this is one of those
doing
times.
that is better than nothing in Arizona's case.
Yeah, and they obviously like Nick Ahmed a lot. It was right for a time. It was him and Chris Owings battling out. Owings left and
now it'll be
Spurs.
him and Marte, with
Up the middle,
Escobar at third and Christian Walker at first.
Yeah. So I think it'll be good. And he likes being there, obviously. The Mariners signed Taijuan Walker to a 1-year, $2 million deal. He'll immediately go into their 5 spot in the rotation. He was drafted by the Mariners in 2010, Then later on, traded to the Diamondbacks. Didn't work out. Got injured a bunch. Only pitched, 5 innings 1 inning last year.
Nice.
Had Tommy John surgery. He's literally a career average guy. He's 31-31 with strikes out a bunch of people. But he can bounce back. It's another cheap deal.
He was great with the M's.
Yeah.
So he's just
Fill in their rotation.
It can again also
Reunion.
be a cheap trade deadline move, right? Like he's a movable guy. The Pirates signed Gerard Dyson to a 1-year, $2 million deal. Big whoop, it's the Pirates.
Yep. Next.
Nobody cares. Tigers signed Cameron Maben to a 1-year, $1.5 million deal plus up to $1.3 million in incentives, depending how good he does. I like that. The Tigers obviously aren't going to be great. Maben, I would expect him to get dealt at the deadline because he had a great season last year, slashing with the Yankees.
Yeah.
He returns to Detroit after all these years. I believe he was an original draft pick of Detroit's a long time
He
ago.
might have been, yeah. I just remember him from his Padres days.
Yeah, but he had a great season last year, and he'll go to Detroit this year. The Red Sox signed Kevin Pillar to a 1-year, $4.25 million deal.
sad to see him go there.
Yeah, it's too bad. Yeah, it's
Just not
It's
in the AL East
unfortunate.
would have been better.
yeah.
Oh,
I liked him in the NL.
Yeah, I
He's
liked him
a
in the NL
replacement
because I
for
didn't have to
Mookie
think about him.
Betts. Yeah.
It was really too bad he couldn't get his act together when he was with the Jays last year. Like it was just terrible, brutal. But yeah, hopefully.
MVP candidate.
Yeah, MVP candidate Kevin Pillar, who
Yeah.
everyone's complaining, about how Jeter wasn't unanimous.
Yeah.
Who's the a-hole that decided to vote for Kevin Pillar?
Yeah.
Some Giants writer, I'm pretty sure.
Whoever it is, I want that guy found. Forget Jeter. Who did that? But now every time you go to Pillar's baseball reference, of course on the right side you go down the list and it's gonna be like
MVP 30.
MVP-50 or whatever. It's like, who cares? But anyways, but he'll get playing time there. Obviously, that's Betts moving out, Pillar moving in.
They'll have like Benintendi, Pilar, and Verdugo probably.
Yeah, or
when
Bradley
everyone's healthy.
Jr., right?
Or Bradley Jr., yeah.
Pilar is the replacement for Betts, so he's got to slash 300 and hit 40 home runs or whatever Betts likes to do.
Yeah. The Indians signed Domingo Santana to a 1 year, $1.5 million deal. Great deal, super cheap. Hits a decent amount of home runs. 21 homers,
He had an
16
insane
RBIs
start to last
year.
season. With
Yeah,
Mariners.
he
In
led the
Japan.
RBI for led an RBI for a very
Him and
long
Edwin
time.
were just going off, and then they kind of leveled off.
The Mariners were going off, and then they just plummeted.
And he's horrible
and then Mitch
defensively.
Haniger hurt his nuts, and then that was the end.
Yeah.
I think he's getting another surgery.
I don't want to know.
He's screwed.
I don't want to know.
Mitch Haniger's screwed.
But he's good. But yeah, so he goes to the Indians. I think it's a good signing for them because
Indians need an outfielder.
Yeah, and he'll hit a bunch. The Cardinals signed Brad Miller to a 1 year, $2 million deal. I don't know what it's all these guys signing $2 million deals, but it's whatever. Brad Miller. I couldn't tell you one thing about him from last year because he was so unnoticeable in my
Phillies,
Phillies, yeah, but did he do anything? I don't know.
Doubt it.
The Phillies signed Tommy Hunter to a 1 year, $850K deal, just above major league minimum. He'll go into their bullpen. He's a veteran guy, not overly great, but he can get things done. And I mean, again, I don't know much.
Throws hard.
Yeah, he throws. He can still throw the ball hard. So he'll go to Philadelphia, back to Philadelphia. The Rays signed Sean Gilmartin, Aaron Loop, the ex-Blue Jay.
Blue Jays legend,
I think we mentioned last week, right? I talked about him a little bit. Brooks Pounders and Deck McGuire to minor league deals. 3 out of the 4 of those guys were Blue Jays minor leaguers. McGuire was the unfortunate first-round selection instead of Chris Sale. We took Deck McGuire that year. It didn't work out too well.
What an alpha name.
Brooks Pounders, he was a couple years ago in Buffalo. And Aaron Loop, who we all know and kind of love, was up for the team for a little bit too.
They'll turn Aaron Loop into a 2 ERA setup, man.
Pounders will come out. You know, who's the crazy guy? Chaz Rowe with the
that guy's sliders insane.
Yeah.
will be the next Chaz Rowe. And I'm sure Deck McGuire just gets another shot because he's another ex-first round pick, I guess. But I could see all 4 of those guys in the majors for Tampa next year just because of their crazy ways of getting guys to work out. The White Sox signed Jorge Carlos Rivera to a minor league deal. I think he's like 17 or something, or 18, coming out of the Dominican Republic. Which means I obviously know nothing.
I don't even know who that is, but if he's a pitcher, he probably throws gas.
He is a pitcher. He is a pitcher. He probably
throws 96.
The Mariners signed Carlos Gonzalez, who will definitely make the team, and Manny Benuelos, who I would say also probably will make the team. To minor league deals, Gonzalez was the longtime Rocky. Went to the Cubs, didn't do great there.
Veteran presence.
Yeah, veteran guy. He's not even that old. I think he's like 32 or 33. But he certainly does not hit like he once did.
Former All-Star.
Used to hit shots.
Yeah, he did.
Him and Troy.
Yes, he'll go to Seattle. The Athletics signed Michael Yano, who's bad, but nobody really knows why, because he's been in the majors for like 3-4 years now in a row, I think, and he just keeps getting shelled. The Braves signed Josh Tomlin, re-signed Josh Tomlin to a minor league deal. He'll probably be up next year, I would imagine. He's a veteran guy. Yep, long man. The Mets signed Sebastian Elizalde. Don't know who that is, so I'm just going to skip ahead. The Diamondbacks signed Aaron Blair, who previously was also signed to a minor league deal by the Arizona Diamondbacks, but then in between sandwiched was with the Atlanta Braves. Former top pick didn't work out. Hopefully he can do something with Arizona. The Tigers signed Chris Smith. I don't know who that is because I've, honest to God,
very
seen
generic
5 names since we started recording.
Probably
number 2.
Some white guy with brown hair. And
I would imagine. So the Orioles signed Tommy Malone, who again I like. He was the utility kind of long man.
He'll be like their number 2 man, number 3 man.
Yes, exactly. He might be there, right? Well, not behind Johnny Means.
You keep forgetting about John Means.
I know.
Show the guy some love.
I know. He's the Rookie of the Year candidate.
Take out Yordan Alvarez, John Means wins the Rookie of the Year.
Well, and take out Yordan, Bo Bichette, whoever else.
I think John Means was second in voting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We got to start showing Johnny a little bit of respect here. Right?
Alvarez got in unanimously, hit like 315, so obviously.
Whatever.
But Johnny Means needs some love.
Yeah, Johnny deserves...
He might warrant a fantasy pick from me, you know?
Oh, he might, yeah. He'll be my first round pick. You guys will be Bellinger, Acuna, whoever, and then, Gus over here is just pulling out the Johnny Means pick.
Who's going to draft Cody Bellinger first?
What?
Who's drafting Cody Bellinger first?
He'll probably go in the first round.
He's been like fucking, receding since the All-Star break. I'm telling you, he's not a good pick.
Sign him up.
I refuse to let this guy tell me how to live my life in fantasy baseball. Because I'm so cocky about the whole thing. But another topic for another day. Where were we? The Royals signed Tommy Malone.
Yeah.
The Royals signed Alex Katz, who has a name for himself on social media, and he was also big. The last World Baseball Classic that occurred, he was a big pitcher, lefty pitcher for the Israeli team.
They're starting.
Seemed a nice guy on social media.
I think they're starting qualifying stuff for the WBC.
Yeah, they
now,
are.
Right?
Yeah, so I'm glad Katz
It's
got a
back
deal.
next year, I guess.
Yeah. The Cubs signed Jason Kipnis and Jordan Proscian to minor league deals. Kipnis will be on the team for sure.
Yeah.
His career went right off the.
Yeah. I remember being scared of this guy every time he came up to bat.
Yeah.
Like he'd do his stupid
I always
little
thought he
bat
was
thing.
stupid. He do his little bat.
Yeah,
hold
his
it out.
bat
His
straight
nickname was
straight back.
Dirtbag. I saw that when the Cleveland Indians said, thanks a lot, Dirtbag. I read it as an insult, but then I realized, oh no, that's just his nickname. So
yeah, I don't know. Kipnis was good.
Yeah. The Rangers signed Taylor Jungmann and Brandon Mann. Jungmann's coming back over from Asia. He was an ex-first-round pick, didn't work out for Milwaukee. The Yankees signed Tony Zych and Chad Bettis to minor league deals. Bettis, longtime Rockies pitcher, didn't really work out there. And Tony Zych, an ex-Seattle guy who didn't get the job done. Dodgers signed Kieran Lovegrove. Don't know who that is. Marlins signed Brad Boxberger, who I really hate with a passion.
Brad
because
Boxberger.
He sucked with Arizona last year.
Yeah, he sucked for the last few years, hasn't he?
So many games for Arizona last year. They could have been a wild card team if they actually
Wasn't
had
he
a real
good
closer.
with the Rays?
Yeah, with the Rays.
Rays make people good.
Yep.
But the minute you leave Tampa, everything goes to crap.
Yep. Longoria.
The Giants
Boxberger.
signed Trevor Cahill. Excuse me. Which is only interesting because in 2009, Trevor Cahill and Andrew Bailey were two of the big name starters for the Oakland A's. And then obviously Bailey didn't last too long
Homer
after that.
Bailey or
Homer
Andrew
Bailey?
Bailey?
Andrew Bailey.
Oh.
Cahill's still pitching, obviously. Cahill goes to the Giants, still be in the majors. His pitching coach will be Andrew Bailey.
Oh.
So how those? Yeah, it'll just
How
be
the
weird.
tables have turned. or
Yes,
whatever, right?
they were buddies in Oakland, apparently, allegedly, and
Allegedly.
and now they'll be reunited back in San Fran. The Nationals sign way too many people. J.B. Shuck, Sam Freeman, Dakota Backus, Brian Bonnell, Derek Self, Fernando Abad, who's really bad, Brandon Snyder, Drew Ward, and Jacob Wilson in minor league deals. The Reds signed Derek Dietrich, so he was a free agent.
Yes.
I didn't realize that for the last 3 months of the season last year he hit 100.
Yeah.
So that's why he was not signed.
He was good in April. Remember that?
He
Yeah.
hit tanks.
Yep.
Yeah.
He
And
hit
he was also
absolute
like
tanks.
the leader in hit by pitches or something.
Yeah.
So.
And
Okay,
so
when they wear their muscle jerseys, they'll call him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll fight for a shot, a utility infielder guy, I guess. The Padres signed Juan Lagares, Dondre Hubbard, Gordon Beckham, and Seth Frankoff to minor league deals. Beckham, I'm amazed is still in the league. He keeps kicking around.
That was the White Sox guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Babyface Beckham.
I never
and,
liked that guy.
Why not?
I don't know. He was always just shit.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I mean, I'm nothing against him personally, but...
Anyways, yeah. The Red Sox signed Cesar Puello and Stetson Alley to minor league deals. Stetson Alley was a guy who hit shots in the minor leagues for the first half of his career. Then they said, okay, you don't hit for average, so we're going to change you to a pitcher. And then over the last 3 years, I think his ERA in the minors has been around 9. So I really don't know why he's a job.
Impressive
at this
development
Hope and
there.
They need
Again,
help and hope.
You're signing Stetson Allen instead of certain other guys. I don't like it. The Giants DFA Birch Smith. The Angels DFA Parker Merkel. The Blue Jays finally, thank God, DFA Breivik Valera, who's then going to be claimed by the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, they don't need Valera anyway.
The Dodgers DFA Tyler White and Kyle Garlick. I think both those guys will get shots elsewhere because White and Garlick both did well with the Dodgers last year. The Indians DFA Andrew Velasquez. The Angels claim Jose Quijada from Miami. The Giants claim Yarlin Garcia from Miami. The Orioles claim Ramon Urias from St. Louis. Again, not really entirely sure why you're claiming guys from Miami. If they didn't work there, they probably won't work anywhere. But that's just me. And then the Giants, one of their top catching prospects, Aramis Garcia, will be out 6 to 8 months for having surgery for a torn labrum, which he experienced while trying to play in the Mexican League. Because he thought, okay, I'll do really well there, and then I'll kind of like leapfrog me onto getting a roster spot this year. But then he tore his labrum.
And then you're out for 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, so he won't be playing, which is unfortunate for him. Another guy who will not be playing is Ben Zobrist, who just strictly said he didn't really want to play. I would imagine he'll be retiring pretty damn soon. He had a great long career.
Well, he did
World Series with the Cubs.
Yep, weird guy, played everywhere and anywhere, hit a bunch.
Yeah, likable guy.
If this is the end for him, he had a great career. MLB, they hire ex-San Francisco Giants Gregor Blanco and Nick Hundley as senior directors of baseball ops. Don't know what that job is, but they were both decent, bounced around a bit. Hundley was most recently with the Oakland A's, I want to say, and Gregor Blanco used to be super fast in MLB The Show. That's why I remember him. He was like, I think, an Arizona guy, I want to say.
He was a Giants guy for a while, but recently I think Arizona.
Yeah.
He's not different to Gregory Blanco, is he?
You're thinking of Gregory Polanco.
Same shit.
Well, he would argue differently. And then Martin Prado announced his retirement. Really underrated career that guy had. Batted, his career 287 average. Yeah. Braves too. 100 home runs. Exactly. 609 RBIs over 14 years. He was an all-star in 2010 with the Braves. Really underrated career.
609 RBIs is a lot.
Yeah, didn't hit much for power, but he hit for average, obviously, because his career average was 287. It'll be weird. He most recently, I want to say, was with Miami, just playing his career out there. But, he had a good run. I'm nothing against the guy. I don't think anybody has anything against the guy because he was just everywhere he went. He hit everywhere he went. He did not. I don't think he had 1 year where he hit less than 250. I don't. So it's he's calling it a career, and then getting to the more general stuff, the more discussional stuff. Mike Bolsinger officially sued the Houston Astros and then wrote an article in the Washington Post saying why he did it.
What an alpha!
Yes,
you gotta love it.
I love it. He
should
be.
It's a good move.
If Manfred isn't doing anything, then you got to take it to your own hands.
Yeah. And
that's what's going to be happening all season because there's going to be a whole lot of beanballs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying, well, you know what? Bolsinger sucked anyways. You are right. He was not very good, but
it's not just about him, though. It's a general
having a 4.4 ERA does not run you out of the league.
Yeah. And he says, I think he's suing for damages and he wants $31 million donated to some charity.
Yeah, which I don't think he'll get it. I wish him. I hope he wins. I really do. But it's like it's like watching Latvia play Canada in the World Juniors. I like Latvia, but I just don't think they have much of a shot.
Yep.
So I really think, it's good. He's leading the charge, right? He's just some guy who came out and's like, I'm gonna take this head on, and I'm assuming later on there will be other guys that will follow his lead.
Hopefully.
Good for him. Obviously, we don't know anything right now because it's not going to be sorted out. Legal crap is going to take forever. Yeah. But hopefully something comes out of it, whether it's an actually genuine apology, unlike freaking Jim Crane and that whole garbage press conference that we all watched.
Nope, I didn't say it didn't affect the game.
What?
Took him 51 seconds to contradict himself.
God, that was such a terrible. Even the players, people are saying, oh, the players did a little bit better, but it's like Correa specifically cut it off at the playoffs. He's like, oh yeah, we did it, but not in the playoffs, not in the.
Yeah. Then he said we didn't use buzzers.
Yeah, it's like
oh,
well, didn't you?
Well, the other guys are saying, the commissioner made his report.
And then Verlander's was off. I don't know if you saw that. It was Verlander goes, I wish I should have done more. And then the reporter's like, well, what did you do?
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah, this is a Verlander who's been pretty vocal about cheating.
I think the best one was AJ Hinch. Who just straight up said, yep, we did it.
AJ Hinch was good. Out of the players, I think this one actually happened either last night or this morning. Jake Marisnick in New York, who actually
I didn't hear what he said.
Oh, yeah, it's interesting. You should go watch. It's very short, but he actually, it looked like was on the verge of tearing up. Like, he was genuinely upset about the whole thing.
Out of the ones I'd seen, I thought maybe, Reddick's was the best.
No, Reddick seemed like a douchebag.
Yeah,
really? Who am I thinking of?
He wasn't genuine at all.
Maybe you're thinking of Marisnick? I don't know.
They're
similar, long hair, outfielder.
Well, in any case, Marisnick seemed really apologetic about the whole thing, and he felt... I
liked Hinges.
Astros PR continues to prove that they're horrendously bad with dealing with anything.
Yeah, the XFL's PR team is so much better than the Houston bloody Astros, and it's not even close. Yep. It's ridiculous. But we'll have to see where that goes. And then the other thing Rob Manfred did is how about we have more guys go to the playoffs?
Rob Manfred.
I hate it. I stand by Trevor Bauer.
Yeah. Trevor Bauer's coming out as a hero in all this.
Yeah.
Just for speaking out and like
He should
profanity laced stuff and all that.
He should. He made a lot of valid points. Like the whole thing about the top seed getting a bye. It's like baseball season's a routine, and playing every day is what keeps you fresh. Taking a week off is what the last seed team should have.
Yeah, he uploaded like a 7-minute rant on YouTube.
I know, I saw it.
And there was like a chain of 7 profanity laced tweets, and
I also watched Mike Clevenger's rant about the Astros. It was hilarious, and he had like a grill in his mouth.
Was that the one where he was getting the tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so no one really likes the Astros. That's not a surprise at all.
They're going to go in everywhere, get booed, and get drilled.
Yeah.
Altuve better get a double face shield on this year or whatever.
Yeah. Well, no one really likes the MLB right now, right?
No one really likes Manfred. Manfred's an idiot.
Yeah. But I mean, that doesn't translate to like on-field like rivalries. They're not like, oh, we hate Manfred, let's start drilling each other.
Yeah.
But
I mean, giving immunity to players just for speaking is stupid to start with, and then none of the players go punished, and that's why they're gonna get drilled, because people are gonna act as vigilantes and they want justice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Manfred didn't give them.
And we'll just have to wait. I don't know who the Astros play in their first series of the regular.
The Angels.
I think it's the Angels.
The Angels? Well, that'll be good.
There's Dodgers fans going to the game. There's Yankees fans going to the game.
Hopefully Sportsnet picks it up right as a 10:00 game. I imagine it would be.
Probably.
Pick it up, see what happens.
Start the season with a brawl.
Yeah, exactly.
Get Ohtani out there. First pitch back. Just
he's not pitching until May.
George Springer's gut.
He's not pitching until May, I don't think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I know, but if a brawl breaks out, somebody, everyone's charging the mound. Just get Pujols to grab Ohtani, and somebody else grab Trout, lock him away
and
in the
Rendon.
Locker room. And Rendon.
Yeah.
You three aren't getting
I
any
can't
of this.
see Rendon, like, fighting somebody. If
a
brawl broke out, I could see just Rendon
He'd be
sort
chatting
of
on the side.
Peripheral guy, yeah.
I can see not Mark McGuire, Albert Pujols, like, doing the Mark McGuire, grabbing 2 guys, running each man, and just chucking them. Which is what McGuire did in the Zach Greinke brawl. So,
if they still had Cole Calhoun, that would be my dark horse guy to just beat the shit out of somebody.
Angels should sign
Who gets the most hits? Hits in on an opposing player before they get dragged off.
Maybe Justin Upton.
Upton might go off.
You don't want to fire up Justin Upton.
I guarantee you probably a few other guys, like in the bullpen.
Angels.
Yes. Like, this is my moment. I just go and beat their heads in.
Angels should sign Puig to like a 3-year deal so they can deal with the series. Puig's a fighter, man.
Yes. Start Puig on the mound. And just in warm-ups,
let him crow.
Whatever,
yeah.
How Bauer does his running start. Just do that, except like just chuck it into the Angels dugout just to see what happens, and then when the umpire injects you right away, just gun it, Amir Garrett it towards the dugout, and just have everybody else with bats ready to go.
Yeah.
Like it's
Dusty Baker.
The Angels don't really have that many fighters.
Well, does anybody? Nobody.
More
really.
teams.
I mean, Cincinnati Reds last year.
Okay, the
Amir
Reds.
Garrett. You have Derek Dietrich. You have Yasiel Puig.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Those are 3 big fighters.
Did Puig when he was in Cleveland, was he the guy who gave the finger to the crowd or whatever?
I don't remember. No, I think he did that as a Dodger in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But it was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He
also gave the finger to a fucking reporter when he was like 6 years old. While his dad was getting interviewed in Cuba.
Yeah. So he's had. I'm not even gonna call him a problem. I don't think they're problems. He's had a personality, which I think is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be great to watch someone just go after the Astros. But aside from the actual news, spring training started, which is so much fun. Baseball's back.
The Jays are on a roll.
The
Reese
Jays
McGuire
are on
threw
a
his
roll.
dick out of his pants, and Ryan Bruckey hurt his elbow.
Well, okay.
Good start. Good start to the season.
I wasn't gonna go there, but I guess
it's important news.
Yeah, Reese McGuire was jacking it in a Florida strip mall, I think.
Dollar Tree,
right? Class act from Reese McGuire there.
And according to Ross Atkins, he wants to speak about it. Like, what the hell?
Wait, McGuire wants to speak about it?
Like, what are you gonna explain?
What are you gonna say? I was jacking it, and my thoughts got over me or something.
My girlfriend canceled me tonight.
I mean, there's not much you can justify for being caught for what you just did.
Well, I think the embarrassment is best enough. Like, I don't think you can.
Thank God for the shitstorm of the Astros and Manfred that's taken a little bit of light away from him being caught jacking.
Thank you for reminding us every couple sentences that.
Toronto Sun had a good headline there called "Carjacking."
Yes. Yeah. Aside from that, the Barucki being shut down is not good.
That's awful.
Eric Pardino getting Tommy John surgery is even worse because he's 19. It's just the whole thing starting over again. Like, you can just see Barucki just losing another season, right?
Yep.
And then he's not even. He was a prospect. He's not anymore. He's not
washed up,
useless.
Well, I wouldn't say useless or washed up. I would say he's 26 probably, and he's just gone through like a Tommy John if it's looking like that.
Yeah, well,
in
it's
my
mentally
opinion.
draining for a young guy to.
It's like
anyway.
Sanchez and his blisters, right? Like you can't.
There's potential, but you can't.
You gotta get through it,
Yeah.
and I mean I feel bad for the guy. I mean I hope he's fine. I hope it is negative. It really is
honestly,
negative.
and there's nothing really he can do. I mean, if he throws a bullpen, he's like, my elbow hurts. Like, it's not smart to keep pitching.
Yeah, you can't pitch through it. You can't do it. And then the other thing was that the MLB officially released just the prospect pipeline for the first time this season. It's no one's surprise Nate Pearson was the Blue Jays' first overall guy. Reese McGuire was 23rd.
Oh, really?
I also noticed. He's officially a prospect still. But anyways, that McGuire. I'll just say, 'cause I didn't really want to get into it, but I really hope that doesn't mean Caleb Joseph makes the team, because I think
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I think they'll deal with it, and he'll be fine.
It but it's like that. Like, I don't know. It's just so weird, right? Like, it's so. I don't want to say harmless, but it's better. You know, like instead of him going out and like.
It's not like he's flashing. It's not like he's flashing people. He just happens to be caught in his car.
Yes, he didn't go out and stab a guy, right? He didn't rob a bank. He didn't beat the crap out of a fan. So it's not that bad, but it's also.
I doubt he'll get suspended.
Good.
He's not. No, he won't get suspended. I don't
He'll just
think
be
he'll
charged.
even get fined. He'll be on probation, probably.
Yeah.
He'll
arrest.
Probably pay a bunch of money.
Maybe he'll play with the ankle monitor.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know. Like, it's such an abnormal scene in
funny.
everything. I don't even know if it's funny. Is it funny? Like,
it's quite funny.
It's really stupid.
He was.
Like,
I had him pegged as the #1 catcher on this team. Like, it's
like, honest to God, he should have just put up some towels over his windows or
gone
back to his apartment.
Trying to keep this as. Well, we're not clean on this podcast, obviously, but trying to keep this as general and as vague as possible. I just want to know what. Like, you think it'd be like this was something that would be happening at, like, 1:30 in the morning?
You're telling me he can't wait like 20 minutes just to drive back to his apartment?
Well, it's 2:30 p.m., right? Shouldn't he be out? Shouldn't he be at the thing? Shouldn't he be at practice? Shouldn't he be at the field?
Not yet, right? Well, actually...
There's pitchers and catchers.
And everyone shows up early. McGuire has been down there for a couple weeks because I haven't followed him on Instagram, so I saw. So he's been... But
I'd love to see his mug.
Maybe he did a workout, caught 2 bullpens, and he was like,
I just had a tough day.
Let me just go.
I'm gonna go
lay back in my car.
I'm
in the
gonna
Dollar
go
Tree
relax.
parking lot.
Yes, like it's.
Maybe his cup was suffocating him, and he was just fixing it or something.
But in any case, and apparently I found out that it's like a 5-minute walk from the field. It was very close to the field. The Dollar Tree was very close.
There's got to be more privacy inside the change room.
We don't know.
You could close the stall door and do it in there.
Like what? So let's say it's spring training, right? It's like 2 weeks from now. Picture yourself there, right? You have an off day. It's one of those rare spring training off days, and all the catchers come together, and it's Jansen and Joseph and McGuire. Like, hey, we want to go grab lunch, and Jansen's SUV's in the shop, and Joseph's too poor to have a car. So McGuire's like, hey, you wanna lift? Would anybody get in that car? Or would they just say, no, we'll just meet you at the restaurant. We'll just walk.
I mean, what I'm thinking is he's got a major league, he's got a major league salary.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, just tint your windows or something. There's so many ways.
Or even just don't do it there, right? Like, there's so many different options.
I think the best option would just be, drive back to your apartment. Surely it's not more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. Or you can just
lay down in your bed and
whatever.
Bust it.
I'm sure he'll be clowned all season for that in his dugout. People probably don't want to high five him when he hits home runs and stuff.
Well, I mean, I hope. I don't know. I don't. Again, I don't.
But to be honest, as much as it's like gross or whatever,
It's funny.
He's not the only one on the team that's done that. And
Not in a no. I mean, in a car in front of a dollar store.
I'm talking about the action, not where it was.
Yeah, but it's not right. It's not what happened. It's
we don't know why Barucki has elbow tightness either. You know, it could be for the same reason.
No, I really don't think so. Right? Like it's not.
We're getting off the rails
here. It's
not
the end. It's not the outcome. It's the how you did it. It's the problem.
No, yeah.
Again, it's such a minor thing.
No, it's a problem.
Is it?
On a self-control level, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Okay, but I'm strictly speaking, if he goes out there and plays the majority of the time, I could care what he does less.
Yeah, no,
if he goes and hits and he's a good, decent catcher, I really do not care. Like, and what's his? I don't even know. Is he gonna be self-conscious about this now for the rest of his life, his career?
Probably.
Like, what happens if it's a couple months from now, and he hits like a shot in the Rogers Center, right? Like a game-tying grand slam, and he comes back to the dugout, and somebody's goofing around, and Caleb Joseph or somebody walks by, and he's like, "Hey, nice swing, Oven Mitts." Like, it's like, is he gonna find that funny?
Maybe the next team celebration will be pretending to.
No, I certainly hope not. But right, like
Team Boss, in memory of Reese.
Didn't the Rangers do something where they just grabbed each other's jocks and moved that around?
I don't know, and I really don't want to think about it. But it's I really don't care. He's not getting suspended. He's not getting fined. He'll talk about it. I really don't know what he's gonna say. I don't know what anybody. If let's say it's a press conference, right? And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna open it up to questions." Who's gonna ask what? What are you gonna ask? I don't know. I don't want to know. I just hope it never happens. He can come out and be like, it was my fault. I shouldn't have done it.
Well, it's no one else's fault whether he says it or not.
Well, yeah, but it would be terrible for everyone involved. It'd be terrible for him being there in the car. It would be terrible for whoever saw it and called the cops. It would be terrible for the cop who had to come and deal with it. It'd be terrible for his parents who now are seeing Reese McGuire on the news for the wrong reasons. It would be terrible for the team.
Yeah, it's terrible for the Jays.
The Jays are already dealing with Dave Hudgens having to come out and talk because he was on the Houston Astros staff. Now it's just another piece of freaking news they don't need. He's either your starting catcher or your second catcher who's going to get a lot of time. He's on a major league team. It's in spring training. The location is everything about it's just bad. There's no silver lining to this.
Maybe he'll get an arm strength boost on the show.
Yeah, maybe he'll start throwing out more guys. I don't claim to know, but it's just, I don't know. It's a tough scene.
Screw right arm curls for the day.
It's an unfortunate set of circumstances.
Yeah. Well, I think last bit of news is
weights.
I just saw the Yankees signed minor leaguer Chad Bettis to a minor league deal.
Thank you for saying that, but I also did say that about 15 minutes ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I also before recording I said yes they signed Blanky who only has one. Forget it. Honestly.
Anyways,
who cares? Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on to nothing. That's all. I don't know how we can end on Reese McGuire, but I guess we're gonna have to try. I don't know when games start. Games start, I guess, in the next couple weeks.
21st.
Yeah. So what's that? A week about, right? Is today the 14th? No, so less than a week. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be nice to see these guys get back out on the field. I'm sure some want to get back out of the field more than others at this point, but I don't know. I think it'll be good. I think everyone has confidence. I think realistically they might be a 500 team. I think that's what they're shooting for. Now, Bo Bichette, who comes out and says, I think we're going to make the playoffs.
Right attitude.
I like it.
A good attitude.
I like it, but you are naive. Like, it's the young and, right? You think we're going to be great.
Well,
they might. I just don't, right? Like, I'm glad they have confidence. They should have all the confidence in the world, but realistically, I think as a fan, you would have to expect maybe 500, right? 81 and 81, or 82 and 82, or what? Is it 162 games? 81 and 81. So, but yeah, it should be entertaining. A lot of more young guys. Pearson's going to make his debut this year. Anthony Kay is going to be up for much more time. I would say other minor leaguers might get a shot. I don't know what level Simeon Woods Richardson is at, but he'll probably be the Pearson of this year, last year. So Pearson was in AAA and he didn't get the call up. I wouldn't be surprised if Richardson gets to AAA this year and he's next year's Nate Pearson. I mean, they just have a boatload of young guys who can be brought up. I think it'll be great. I think it'll be interesting to see Travis Shaw actually play.
And Ryu.
And Ryu, yes, obviously the big signing. Well, Ryu, like 60% of their rotation is going to be new, right?
Yeah, Roark, Ryu,
and
Chase Anderson,
That's
and maybe
three.
What's his face?
Well, Yamaguchi won't be there.
Yeah.
He'll be in the bullpen, but even there, your bullpen, right? Rafael Dolis, Yamaguchi, whoever else, they're going to have young guys. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Brian Moran made this team, right? The side-arming lefty, Philip Amont.
Merriweather.
Merriweather is going to have a shot, I think, to crack the roster. Like, there's going to be openings galore as long as you do well. And, I mean, that's stating the obvious, I know, but it's going to be a bunch of new faces. I think it'll be great. They got pulling out the New Jersey, new facilities down there, which is the other thing. Last thing I'll mention about Reese McGuire. Everything is new. Everything is new. So why do you go to a parking lot? Like, it's the whole...
It's an uncomfortable environment. I was not used to it.
Yeah, but they finished building it like a month ago. But anyways, so it should be nice. It should be fun. Spring training, right? Everyone has hope in spring training. The Marlins have hope in spring training. The Jays went undefeated in spring training like a decade ago.
I remember that.
And then they just sucked in the regular season. So
24-0 Ricky Romero spring training stud.
Doesn't mean a whole lot, but it should be good. I'm realizing now, like 10 minutes ago, I put in this like throat lozenge, and I've been working it around my mouth, right, sucking on it. Nice. But I don't know. You can't say nice. I haven't said what I was gonna say yet. But I don't know if the mic is picking up on this. So for like, nobody's gonna listen to this far in. But I'm now concerned that like the mic will have the clinking noises coming from my mouth.
It's life.
We had a terrible podcast today. Both of us have butchered things a lot.
Can't speak.
You can't speak. I'm sick. I'm dealing with stuff.
Well, we still
the administrator's been the most respectable one. Well, I can't even say respectable because he was going off the rails about the Reese McGuire stuff. But he's had the best podcast so far out of all of us.
I talk the least too.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know. Usually I try to end on like a bit of weird information or whatever.
I think the Reese McGuire jacking in the car is pretty weird.
Well, Reese McGuire in and of itself, the whole catching situation is probably pretty weird. But anyways, yeah, we've all heard enough of this. It's really getting depressing doing these.
Oh, you
I'm on board. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep showing up, and we're gonna keep recording. But it really is depressing that none of this is actually gonna mean a whole lot unless it actually helps me get in university, which it might. But anyways, so yeah, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you next week.